All right, guys, let's talk about the fact that the crypto bull run that we were expecting that was going to start pretty much kind of now has been delayed. Now, it has been delayed. Has it been canceled? No, not in my opinion. But it's been delayed for a reason. And I want to dig into that reason because I think there's some stats and some information that you need to know to understand the whole situation. But it has been delayed. Okay. So we're probably looking at rolling into November. So again, just wanted to shoot straight with you. My name's Austin. If you're new to me, I cover crypto every single day with two goals: help you make more money, help keep you informed. All right. And if you haven't already done so, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're watching this on X, please give me a follow. Okay. So crypto right now is down 1.3. We're at 3,700,000,000,000 market cap. Bitcoin's fallen below 110. Ethereum has fallen below 4,000. XRP's moved down to below $2.50, and so forth and so on. Okay. And so what is playing out here that is impacting crypto? Well, it is the tariff trade war, the escalating trade war that has reignited between the United States and China. But I want to give you some context for it, and I want to give you some perspective, give you some stats, because these are numbers that you probably don't know, so you can understand the bigger picture of what this means and how it impacts you and your crypto portfolio. Okay, so I want to put this in perspective. So this is a really great article. President Xi, who's the president of China, rare earth shock gives Trump a chance to win over U.S. allies. Now, what's happened here is we all know what happened last Friday. Is that last Friday, President Trump came out and said that the United States was going to impose 100% tariffs on China goods coming in effective November 1. But do you know why he did that? He did that because China is playing some games with the rare earth mineral exports. But you need to understand how big of a deal this is. And I want to show you this chart. This gives you the context of how big of a game is playing out. Look, see this chart right here. China owns almost half of the globe's, the entire world's rare earth mineral reserves. Why does this matter? Rare earth minerals are pretty much minerals that go in every single thing that we need from a technology standpoint, manufacturing, so forth. And you can see right at the top, China controls 44 million tons of rare earth oxide equivalents. Brazil is second with 21 million. Look at United States right here, 1.9 million. This chart should give you some context for this $1 trillion market and what's playing out. There was, in essence, a deal in place between China and the United States for them to export to us, rare earth minerals, rare earth reserves. Everything looked good, and then China started changing the game. Now, is there more that went into it? Possibly. Okay. Again, I don't know all of those components. I'm not privy to those backroom door, deals and so forth. Right. But to put this into perspective, you can see why the situation is playing out, because at the very core is the fact that China is control of almost 50% of the world's rare earth reserves. And the United States is saying, look, you have to deal with us, the United States, and the rest of the world. This is not just how China is dealing with the U.S. as it relates to these rare earth minerals. It's how they're working with everybody, all the other countries as well. Okay, and so now that might give you some context and some perspective here. Now let's bring this back to the conversation of the crypto bull run. You can see, per that chart I just showed you, the fact that China controls almost 50%. This is a situation, guys, that is not going to be resolved tomorrow, i.e. the tariff trade wars. Who blinks first? Now, there is a meeting slated for the rest later in this month between President Trump and President Xi from China. Hopefully that will not get canceled. Hopefully that meeting will go down. And hopefully we will get a resolution to this, because the minute that this thing is resolved, the bull run starts. But it has been delayed until we get this tariff trade war figured out, guys. Bottom line, okay? And so every single crypto asset you own is going to be impacted. And quite frankly, probably the more downside. I think where it will not surprise me if we see crypto Bitcoin go below 100,000. If this thing rolls out and goes into November, if we don't have a resolution by the meeting between the United States and China later this month, or if that is canceled, or whatever variation of that thing plays out, you're going to see possibly Bitcoin go below 100,000. You're going to see Ethereum roll down close to 3,000 itself. You're going to see XRP go below $2, easily go to below $2. Solana dropping closer to 100, so forth and so forth and so on. Okay. Now, am I saying that I want this to happen? Seriously, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you, giving you some context for this in this crypto news video, that the bull run's been delayed, but it's not been canceled, guys. Okay. If you believe in crypto that it's going to be bigger 6 months, a year, so forth and so on, then what does this mean? That means that, look, this situation's bigger than any of us can control. And look at this, because you and I honestly have no control over this, how this plays out. Look at this as a glass half full situation. Okay. Look at buying Bitcoin if it goes below 100,000. Buy Ethereum if it goes, 3,000. Buy XRP if it goes below $2. So forth and so on. That's how I'm looking at it, guys. The bottom line. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay, so I wanted to give you that context. That do I want this trade war to extend out? No, that's not what I'm saying. I do not want that to happen. But I'm also looking at the reality of the situation, and I'm looking at going, what's at stake? Trillions and trillions of dollars, rare earth mineral reserves, the trade war, imports, exports between us and China, China coming at us. This is a trillion-dollar, multi-trillion-dollar problem. It's not going to be resolved tomorrow. It is most likely going to roll on into November unless somebody blinks first. That's just the reality, okay? So your part in this is A, don't panic, B, don't get emotional, and C, don't sell. Okay. Don't go running, because this is not a crypto specific problem. Crypto is impacted by this, but it's not inherently something bad going on in the crypto ecosystem that should make you want to run away from crypto. View it as a glass half full event. All right, guys, there you go. Crypto bull run delayed. What do you think? Drop in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. As always, appreciate your support. I'll see you.